You could, yeah. So when you go on your board, you see your team name. So I was in Team Eagles, and then you'll be able to see all the PBIs. So if you want to see exactly the PBIs that you've got on, so these has been filtered to my name. So these were the
Sorry, what's PBI?
sorry product backlog. So basically stories. So there are stories. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And
okay. Thank you.
if I uncheck mine, so these are all the PBIs. So to to add your task, if you okay, let me go back. Just back. Okay. So if you click on new item, you can then add. You can select what kind of item you want to add. No, I don't want PPI, Jerry. Oh, I want to add a task just so I can show you guys what I mean by moving your task once you've added on. Where was I before? That's my system. No, 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 no. Is it work items? Items. Yeah. So if you see, you click on work items, yeah, and then you come in here and add task. Because for you guys, it will be more of task than PBI because you're not exactly like working on a project per se. So it will just be tasks that you've been given either by your tutor or by the management. Yeah. So for example, this task that you've got to collate all the stories. So say you click on task and then you can populate it. So I can say so I'm just gonna demo, we can reward it with the record of stories written by BA. So if you're in Team Agile, you say Team Agile, yeah, or if you're Team Binary, and then you assign it to yourself. So if you click on this unassigned, and then you find your name and assign it. So if I assign it to myself, and then uh, and then you can put whatever description you want. That you can database of stories per sprint, blah blah blah. You can write that as you deem fit. FBA per sprint. So it's probably not making sense, but just to give you a gist of what I'm talking about. So I will say save, right? If you want to then assign it to a sprint, because if you're being given the task to be completed per sprint, then you want to assign it to a sprint so that you can track the completion. But because you're not in a scrum team, you can just leave it as team agile or binary and then save. Yeah. So to now, if you want to now move it, if I go back to the board, I should be able to see my task here. This is the swim lane. Okay. Okay, for task. Let's get the task from here. So when you click on work items or board, you should be able to find your task in any of this. But when you end up having a lot, like you can see here, you can search for it. Maybe search for the ones that were assigned to your name. Yeah. And you can see my task here. So if you click on your task, and then once you started working on it, You would then move into in progress, yeah, and then save. And then when you're done, you move it to done, and then you save it, and then the state will go green. So if I put it in progress, it will be blue, and then I'll save it. So that way, whenever the management, so when I say management, I mean DG or any of the management, they come onto your board, they can see that, okay, Paradise has started working on this, okay, she's in progress, okay, and they come back next week and they see that you've moved it to
So,
done. Yeah, exactly. So it's just a way for you to keep track of what you need to do and also for management to see what you guys are doing because this is the only platform you have that they can see because they would have access to your files, to your Tableau files, your Excel files. So they want to know that you're all working. And because it's been assigned to your name, so they know exactly who is doing what. Yeah? Does that make sense in that light?
it does a lot. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I think this is the bit that your PM should be helping you with or managing. So if the role of your PM within your project squad is for them to either create a task for you, you will need to tell them, okay, Mr. PM or Mrs. PM, we've been given this task to complete. Can you please put our task on the board? Or you can go in yourself and do it, if you're happy to. And then the PM goes in there every once in a while and they'll see, okay, Ada Lisa has this project in progress. They can reach out to you. How is it going? Do you need any help? Any impediments? Are you happy with your progress? And if it's been delayed, maybe you said you were going to finish it in sprint one, and by the end of sprint one, it's not done, and they see that you've not moved it to done, they can come back and find out what's going on. Is there a reason why you haven't completed your project, and all of that. So it is their role to manage your task for you, and try and resolve any impediments that you guys might have in terms of it. Maybe you're not able to log into your Power BI, for example, they can take that up and follow up on that. So basically, they are your project managers, as their name suggests. Yeah. So you guys will be working in close collaboration with your PMs within your team to let them carry them along, let them know what you've been tasked to do and what you need to do it. And if there is any clarification required, they can then go back to the stakeholders. The stakeholders in this case being DG, that okay, regarding this project, the team are not sure what they should be doing, and then they can get more clarification and come back to you, give you more information. And so basically, it's all about communication and making sure that there's no blocker on your project and things are moving and progressing the way they should. Yeah. I don't know if that helped in any way.
thank
It's okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, so for the actual project, in terms of extracting data from the Azure, your Azure board, I believe that's probably something the SMs would need to help you with. Um, but maybe I'm not sure. Have a look. So you can import. If you can import, then that means you can export, right? The options. But yeah, so relate with your SMs and let them know what you need from them. So do you have ideas on what to then do with the data once you've extracted it? So is that the question now?
So I
Yeah,
think getting the data is the now first thing we are having a challenge with.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
when
So
we now get it, we can now meet either with our
go
Tableau
to
tutor or
um,
or Power BI tutor to
yeah.
let us
yeah.
know what next to do. Or maybe
Mm.
you.
um so I think, yeah, so like you said, extracting the data would be the first thing to do. If
Mhm.
it's like a simple visualization, I would personally recommend Tableau just because it's more straightforward to use. And Power BI might,
Yes.
might take you through a few hoops. So basically, a lot of things that Power BI would be needing you to do. Tableau will do it automatically in the background without you knowing. So all you need to do on Tableau is import your data onto the Tableau desktop. Once it's been so you would need your data would need to be either in an Excel, format in the first instance. So you need to put your data into Excel, make sure it's formatted correctly, all the headers are where they need to be, the sheet name are appropriate. And then once you've loaded that onto your Tableau, it's then more straightforward, in my opinion. Some might tell you different. It's easier to then create your visualization. So you're probably doing visualizations like bar chart or pie chart or some kind of chart to just showcase how many stories were written in the sprint, who wrote the most stories and all of that. And yeah, so the first thing would be to actually get the data onto, I imagine, Excel. I think Excel would probably be the default platform that it would export it into, or text file. It just depends on what kind of data it ends up being. So I imagine a combination of text and numbers would be what you'll be getting. And then you might need to do some data cleaning within Excel, maybe resolve some errors like typos, repetition, and things like that. So that's where, as D is, that's part of where you're trying to understand the data that you've extracted or exported, to know what each headers are saying, what they mean, because that would then help you when you go to load it onto your Tableau, because you then know what every header, because Tableau won't show you the raw data, it would only show you the headers. So it will just show you, okay, story numbers, sprint, blah blah blah, but it won't show you the raw data. You would have to go back into Excel to see the actual raw data. So all Tableau would do for you is, once you click on the relevant headers, it would do an automatic visualization. And then you can start to play around with the colors, the type of visualization you want to use, and how you want to showcase the data. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. This is
Yeah.
very
very
clear.
okay.
Yeah, so I think that's where you want to start from. So I would reach out to your SMs and explain to them,
Awesome.
yeah, what you need, and if they are not sure how to do that, then you guys can have a something called there's something called brown bag session. I don't know if you've come across that during your training session. So brown bag section is basically a session where you all come together and learn together. So this is not an official training per se. So SMs, your team, you come together, let's have a learn. So you can all go on your board together, have, someone will share their screen and try to figure it out together. So that way you're all learning together. So it's not like just the SMs. But then next time when you need the data, you can just go and do it yourself without needing the SM, if that makes sense. So you speak to your team and arrange with the SMs to, explain what you need, and they might be able to help, or you can all sit together as a team and try and figure it out. Yeah.
Sorry, Juliet, are we
All
discussing
right.
SMs or we are discussing with the PMs to figure it out with the SMs?
So it can be either way, because the SMs have admin access to the board. That's why I was saying that, to discuss with the SM. Definitely bring your PMs on board. It doesn't have to be a one-way. It can be a three-way communication. Invite them in. This is what we need. We're going to discuss with the SM. Can you jump on the call with us as well? Because they're part of your team, right? So you guys should all be working together as a team. So speak to the PM. This is the project, so at least they know that their work has started, basically, to start managing you guys. And then you let them know that you're planning to speak with your SM in terms of gaining access to the board and all of that. I mean, access to extract data. So all three of you, like the various roles, can get together and and try and work it out what you need. And if you're not able to figure it out, you can reach out to one of the SM mentors now, So they should be able to then guide you on, how to extract data from your Azure board onto either Excel or not Power BI, Google Sheets or text file. It just depends on how Azure board does its thing. It might end up in a text file that you would get, and then you would then need to find a way to move it into an Excel data that is workable for you to begin to analyze. So I would say a three-way conversation to answer your question.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Juliet.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
worries. Stop sharing. But does that at least give you